So we were in the horns of a dilemma. We have to turn our attention from the not self to the self. Not self is inert, insentient matter. You and I are made up of matter, calcium, carbon, phosphorus. They by themselves have neither the capacity to function nor have they the ability to become conscious of things. They are matter. Calcium, carbon, phosphorus and water. And yet, all these living beings, they are moving about, experiencing the outer world and interacting with it. How? The car is made of metal, rubber, wrought iron, glass, leather. None of them have got a locomotion. But the car is moving. What makes it to move? You can't say it's because of the wheels, can't say because of the engine, can't say that the body of the car is moving, but it is moving. Then there must be in the car something other than the parts of the car which lends the car the ability to move, which releases its horsepower, the gas. Similarly, the body of the bulb has no light, the anode and cathode has no light, the filament has no light, and yet it is burning. How? There must be something other than the bulb that is functioning through the bulb. Isn't it? Similarly, what is it that in you, because of which you are so efficient physically, so beautiful emotionally, so brilliant intellectually? There must be something in you which functions through the body, the mind, the intellect. What is that? That cannot be matter, because matter is inert and insentient. That which is other than matter is the spirit. Call it by whatever name you like. The Lord in my heart, life, consciousness, the reality, the truth. Call it by whatever, as great masters have called it by different names. But there is something, X quantity or X factor, which expresses through these inert equipments of life and makes it possible for you and I to experience the physical, the psychological and the intellectual world. What is this reality? Call it life. Because when you are alive, your body, mind and intellect are functioning. When you are not alive, none of them function. So that life, when it is in you, there is a dynamic you. Not only you, but the tree, when it is alive, it brings out flowers and fruits, grows. When it is alive, the animal moves about, functions, and the human being same. So the life seems to be the same, functioning in different equipments and therefore expresses as distinctly different from each other. But where life is not, all activity ceases, be it a plant or animal or human. this way when you think, is not life's expression, is this wondrous universe of things and beings. This life is one, expresses in each one of you differently. Electricity is one, but it may function through 1,000 bulbs, each different from the other in shape, in size, in color, in intensity of light. But the electricity is one. Similarly, there seems to be one life or reality in all living beings in the world, enlivening the whole universe. He never comes between you and your desires. The type of thoughts that you are entertaining, you are free. The actions that you are undertaking, you are free. You can be a corrupt fool or an honest, straightforward, decent guy. Both are alive. Life is functioning. But your performance in the world outside will depend upon the quality of thoughts that are arising in your mind. So the equipments decide your performance in the world outside, but the life is one, both in Ravana and in Sri Ram. Sri Rama we say divine, and Ravana we say a terrible monster. Why? The performance is different. Now, attempt of the spiritual student is to discover what is this phenomena called life, with which I am what I am, without which I am zero, with which the universe exists, without which there is no universe. What is this mighty presence? Now this mighty presence, I need not have a laboratory to be opened up and then collect all the people available, preferably poor, and investigate it. It's a guinea pig. Is not necessary. Why? You are alive. Why are you worried about knowing what is life in the others? You yourself are guarded. You have only to discover it. Where is it? It must be something other than matter. The electricity is something other than the bulb. And if I want to know what is electricity, there is only one way. So long as playing with the bulb, you will never know it. So remove the bulb and put your finger where the bulb was. Then what will happen? Don't ask. You just put the finger. Why? Instantaneously you need not ask anybody. You need not discuss with anybody. It will be your direct, personal, total, instantaneous experience of what is electricity. There's no difficulty at all. In the same way, remove the equipments, you experience that which lies behind the equipment, that enlivens the equipment all the time. Pure life. A spiritual seeker is one who wants to know that directly. Call him God, call him Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Jesus, it doesn't matter, Allah or whatever name you like. Buddha state, that which lies behind the mind and intellect. So then, The student is to turn his entire mental attention in search of this great seat of life in yourself, not outside there in heaven, above the clouds, not far away. It is just behind your mind. Seek that reality. Now, it is a fact that at this moment, the most developed equipment that you and I have got because of our evolution is the mind and intellect, thoughts. At this moment, an average man or ordinary man, his entire thoughts from the moment you wake up till you sleep is dissipating itself in thinking about or functioning in the field of objects, emotions and thoughts outside. Throughout, with no exception. We have to gather this mind's attention that is now being dissipated into the world of plurality, the objects of the world outside. And with the same mind and intellect, turn his entire attention in search of what is this center in me which enlivens me as I am. Think. Mind and intellect's attention turned outward is our experience at this moment, and that condition of the mind is called worrying. Every one of us worry in any situation, sitting in any condition, lying or walking or sleeping, you are worried. Worried about what? About OET. About the objects that you have not got, about the emotions you are not satisfied, about your thoughts that others are not accepting. Constantly worried. So the mind and intellect's attention turned outward is called a bhoga, experience or sensuality of the outer world. To turn the mind and intellect's attention exclusively in search of Him is called yoga. So, mind turned inward is called yoga. Mind turned outward, which is our nature, bhoga. Bhoga and yoga. Now, when the teacher says, thus turn your attention to Him, you and I, still standing rooted in our mind and intellect, we ask questions. Sir, I shall turn my mind towards it. Tell me, what is it? Okay? All of you please think for the next half a minute. Think about tomato. You can think because you know what tomato is, isn't it? Now, thank you for turning your attention. Now think about da-da-do-dee. Think. What? Think about, exclusively think for the next half a minute. What? Da-da-do-dee. अरे स्वामी जी बताओ ये डा-डा-डू-डी क्या चीज है? Without knowing what it is, how can I turn my mind towards it? So it is perfectly natural that any intelligent student will ask, will catch the master by his beard and say, sir, we are ready to contemplate upon him, but tell me, who is he? What is he? Where is he? Now the teachers have become cornered. That is why every sensible teacher worth the name, they become white-bearded. Why? Worry. All the students are asking, what is God? And I can't explain. If you have got experience, why don't you? Experience I have got. Then what is it? Because today morning I explained to you that sound with meaning is called a word. Mere sound is not a word. When the sound that I am producing has got a meaning for you, it is called a word. That is why when I hear Punjabi, to me they are making noise. Why? I don't understand what the word means. The word is a sound created by one person and others understand what it stands for. That is called a word. In explaining and communicating the various experiences, physical, mental and intellectual, which are common experiences of all of us, words are efficient. Really efficient. It can communicate. But when there is an experience, without the intervention of the equipment, the sense organs or the mind or the intellect, and in that still moment of contemplation what you are experiencing, there is no language in the world which can express it. Words cannot explain. But if an intelligent student is told that there is a self, turn your attention there, but I can't explain it, you have to experience it yourself. All the students look at each other, get up from there, and without doing the last namaskar, they walk home. Why? We are going home. We never knew that you are such a shallow teacher. You don't know what it is all about. You can't explain. Because from the intellectual standpoint, that which you cannot explain doesn't exist. Come on, you describe my horns. You is beyond the words. Yes. Why? Because there is no horn at all. Similarly, if Bhagavan cannot be explained, there is no Bhagavan. That is why you are sitting here and bluffing everybody. We are an intelligent group. We go back. Think. Now what can the teacher do? So the teacher said, okay, I'll explain. He started explaining. In all scriptures, Bible, Quran, Brahmapada or the Buddhists, the Upanishads, the Gita, all scriptural textbooks, all prophets and saints and sages from time immemorial, they try to explain what that reality is. Strangely enough, religions are different, prophets are different, their periods of history are different, the language that they use are different. Yet, when it comes to indicating that reality, everyone says the same words. He is omnipotent, He is omniscient, He is the creator of the world, He is unborn, undying, eternal, immutable, changeless, permanent. The only difference is the language. Words are the same. When you and I, reading the scripture and trying to understand it from our grandmother, we think also God is all love. All love. We understood. And then you look around and then say that the devil is a greatest destroyer of everything. He is a most cruel fellow. And he says all love. All love, and therefore so much of poverty, so much of disease, so much of suffering, little children dying. innocent people suffering, rich people enjoying. Think, he is not allowed. So then, you generate a set of people who become atheists. There's no faith in the higher reality, because the same scripture is read by both those who have got faith and those who have no faith or lost faith. But they don't understand the literature that is given. Words cannot describe it. And yet the teachers are compelled to use words, because the student is still standing at the intellectual level. 100 times we may say to them that this truth is beyond the intellect. And the student will say, that I understand, O teacher, but tell me, let me know what is the reality. Let me know with the intellect. What? That which lies beyond the intellect. You can't even conceive, because you had never had any experience beyond the intellect. This is the highest equipment that is available to you, and you can't leave it. It's difficult. You explain him 1,000,000 times. He will say that, Swamiji, I don't understand. And the teacher says, don't try to understand, but go and stand under it. It cannot be understood by the equipment. The equipment is able to think only because of his presence. It's because of him that the intellect has got the ability to think. So stop thinking. You are with that infinite reality. How can a bulb, however powerful it may be, illumine the electricity behind it? Think. With the tongue, you taste everything in the world. Everything in the world with the tongue. Now I ask you a question. If you can taste everything with the tongue, my dear friend, what is the taste of your tongue? You cannot. The tongue can experience whatever that is on the tongue, but what is the taste of the tongue? Somebody else will have to find out. I can't. Think. In the same way, the intellect itself is functioning because of him, and the intellect wants to know that. It is not, but a student will never understand. Why? Because this is all that we have got, equipment. Just as your little baby at home. Whatever he gets, he has only one experimental research center. You may clean the room and put him there. He will crawl on the ground and he will collect everything, because he sees that you cannot see, because his eyes are in the same level. And he puts it, and he puts it in the mouth. And you say that, what are garbage eating? And you put your finger and take it out, garbage from the mouth. He is putting it to know what it is, knowledge. But he has only one equipment to know knowledge, mouth. Give him a toy, put it in the mouth. Give me your wristwatch, gone. Everything goes to the mouth, because that is the only equipment by which he can know some knowledge of the outer world. He is wanting to know it. In the same way, at this moment, we have got only one equipment with which to know the intellect, and we want to know the Paramatma also. We however much you may explain, he will never understand the illogicality of that demand. That with the intellect you can never understand that which lies behind the intellect. Then what am I to do? So the teacher is compelled to use words. So words picked up from the world, from the marketplace and home, is to be used. But the words cannot describe him. But the style of the scriptures, the glory of the prophets and saints and sages of the world is that they have described with words what words can never describe. They have defined truth which cannot be defined by words. They use the words in a peculiar method. Not by its direct dictionary meaning, but the words have a suggestiveness. That suggestiveness is made use of. That is to say, the Supreme is defined with words, not descriptive definition, but indicative definition. When you and I are going along for an evening walk and I suddenly see a beautiful blue bird with yellow wings, I want you to see it, and therefore I say, hello, look at that, look at that, look at that. You don't. I expect you to say, and enjoy it. And when your enjoyment, my joy increases. That is why I am asking you to share it with me. Look, 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 look. And you are dead silent. By the time the bird has gone among the trees. At that time, I suddenly find my friend jumping and holding my hand. So I allowed him. He takes my hand and looks at my hand. And then he looks at me and gets very angry with me. Swamiji, when have you started telling lies? I never told a lie. You never did a lie. You suddenly lifted your hand and said, look at the bird, look at the bird, look at the bird. So I looked at your upper arm, no bird. Lower arm, no bird. Then I knew that it is in your hand and looked at it, there is no bird. You unnecessarily. This was the pointer. The pointer never touches the pointed. This pointer is to adjust your direction of vision in that angle. Chances are that you will see the bird. Then in that case, why did you put the finger on? You would have told me, look at the bird. If I say, look at the bird, you will look all places where there is no bird, and by the time you come to the point where the bird was, the bird has gone. So to help you, I point. This pointer is called indicative definition. If there are 2 points A and B, 5 inches apart, discover C. Government of India, examination paper. Discover C. Without defining C, how can discover C? You cannot. Then you say, discover C, which is C? 4 inches from A, 7 inches from B. Simple. Cut an arc, C. That 7 inches and 4 inches are not a description of the point. They are all indicative definitions, not a descriptive definition. Similarly, The teachers in the various scriptures of the world indicate this center in yourself, the God or the reality, in terms of indicative definitions. Every word used by all the scriptures of the world are indicating a direction in which for you to hold your mental attention. See? To hold your mind's attention in that direction is called mind at contemplation. When you thus turn your attention in that direction, the mind's preoccupation with the world of OET ends. Since your attention is away from the not-self, the world of matter, and is turned towards the spirit. And when the condition is completely brought about total satisfaction, totally the mind is turned towards it, then it happens. What happens? You move from our present state of consciousness into a new dimension of consciousness. Just as when you have created the conditions necessary for sleep, your waking state, from the waking state, you are transported to a new state called deep sleep. And every one of you is going to deep sleep. You are not walking into sleep, you cannot. You glide into sleep. When can I glide into sleep? When you have left everything of the waking state. Supposing you have got an emotional attachment and disappointment, that night you can't sleep. If you have got a back pain, you can't sleep. If you are intellectually worried about the problem, you can't sleep. Then when can I sleep? Leave every other waking state. And when you are completely given, wanting nothing but to sleep, 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 you fall into sleep, is the idiom. Fall into sleep means no effort. From the 4th floor window, if you want to fall down, once you fall, you have no more any problem. If you have got any doubt, try. Fall into sleep. Effortless. It's a movement. But you have to give up your clinging attachment to the existing preoccupation. In the same way, in contemplation, when we thus come to the peak of contemplation, it happens. You wake up into a new dimension of consciousness. Okay, Swamiji, then what is the direction in which I must turn my attention? That is what the stanza that just now you read is indicating. The direction in which... What happened? I had an honest mark there. Somebody has changed the book? No, it is here. So here are the 2 verses, 49, section 49. 2 verses in which the teacher gives you 20 directions. 20 apparently different words. But all of them are pointing to the same truth in yourself. something like the various bisectors in the same circumference. In the same circumference, if you put bisectors, no two bisectors are the same, they are not parallel, but all of them when projected will meet the same point, the center of the circle. Similarly, from the world known to you and I, the teachers use language, words, all of them indicating something that is the self, something that is beyond, something that doesn't belong to the category of the world of matter. You will understand it. But by merely repeating it, reading every day. Swamiji, I am every day reading. Useless. That is like what is that? A parrot saying, thank you. What is the parrot know? He has been told, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and he also said, thank you. Thank you. But he doesn't mean anything. Similarly, you and I, we study this stanza and repeat it, and the mind is worried about whether the coffee will be ready by now, almost meditation, but your mind is in the dining table. You have to turn your mind's attention in that direction. So then the teacher says, Atah param brahma satadvitiyam. This para brahma, this supreme reality, which is shining in every one of you, by the touch and grace of it, you are what you are, good or bad or indifferent. You can be only what you are, so long as that essence is in you. That Parabrahma, Sada, that is the pure existence, that gives existence to you. If that is gone, you are also gone. Even if they make a burial ground, a tomb in the Jamuna banks, and all the later presidents and vice presidents and chief ministers and prime ministers come there and put flowers, you are gone. Full stop. It's only a stone. It's only a vanity of man that he thinks that he will be. In Egypt, they wanted to make. The entire pyramids to be made so that the kings may permanently live. How? Gone. When that Sat is gone, it is no existence. It is a bundle of clay. Thing. Sat advitiyam. There is nothing other than it in it. It's a pure existence, not existence of anything. Pure sadadvitiya, vishuddha vijnana ghanam. Vishuddha, pure, shuddha, pure, with no objects. Vijnana, experience, knowledge gained by experience. Ghana, a mass of, a homogeneous mass of pure experience of objectless awareness. It is consciousness. But consciousness not as you now know, because you and I know only consciousness of things. All objects are removed. It is something that you can only experience and become. Shuddha Vijnana Ghana. A homogeneous mass of pure consciousness with no objects to become conscious of. Dhanam. Niranjanam, with no taints, untainted by any of your past experiences, without vasanas. Prashanta is not only shanta, peaceful, prashanta. Shanti you and I know. When you are very hungry and you got food, bada shanta. Very thirsty, you got cold water, shanti. See? That is all temporary shanti. It is called prashanti, prakarshena shanti, virtual peace. Peace is disturbed by the mental agitations. In deep sleep, everybody experiences extreme peace. Why? There is no mind to agitate. The moment you wake up, oh, today I have to do that, and this little until you sleep, ashanti, ashanti, ashanti. Think? In between ashanti, you may get a flicker of shanti. That is like chutney, to have an appetite for more ashanti afterwards. No! This is prashanti because it is beyond the mind. That causes all ashanti. There is no more that causing ashanti. The cause is not there. And it is a state of infinite peace. Prashanta, adyanta vihinam, and it has no adi and anda. Adi, beginning, anda, end. That truth or reality is without a beginning and without an end. Swamiji, there is a limit to bluffing. At the end, what are you talking? Nonsense, impossible. Yes, we admit. We appreciate your difficulty because you are at this moment in terms, staying in the intellectual level and in terms of his intellectual experience. Intellectual experience are only possible in the Einsteinian world of time and space. All your experience from birth to death is only in time. In time, there is a beginning and an end. The Swami has started talking. I don't know when he is going to end it. So you start looking at your watch and all that sort of thing. Why? To end, because you know an end. Suppose there is, when I say that my talk has no beginning nor end, you say, what are you talking? Because in the world, in the field of time, everything has got a beginning, everything has got an end. Now this great reality is adyantahinam, without a beginning or end, meaning it is not conditioned by time. In time alone there is a beginning and an end. It is timeless. Adyantavihinam, akriyam. There in that state, there is no kriya, no activity. Swamiji, so that is a state of unemployment. Yes, complete unemployment. It's not that. In the world, you and I act, and every act of yours is according to the thoughts in your mind at that time. Let us go to the ashram, therefore you come to the ashram. Let us go to the temple, then you go to the temple. All activities are translation of your thoughts. The thoughts in your mind are ordered by, governed by, controlled by, determined by the desires in your mind, intellect. So long as desires are coming in the intellect, then the mind starts planning and thinking. And in order to fulfill and bring about a peace in the mind, you go out, sweat and toil and work to fulfill the desire. Once you reach there, it is so complete in its fullness. No desire can ever rise there. Total satisfaction, complete contentment. Since there is no desires, no mental agitations, no physical activity, we work in the world to complete. That is paripurna, ever complete, all full. No desire, therefore no mental agitations. Naturally, therefore, no selfish activities from such an individual. Na karma, akriyam, nirandarananda rasa swarupam. And what is that then, Swamiji? Nirandara, continuous, ananda, happiness. Oh, I see. So I will be there in that meditation, always happy. No. Why? You will not be there. If you are not there, there is nobody to experience it. How can you get ananda? Ayaya, it is not ananda, but ananda rasa. Rasam, you know? South Indian rasam, the essence. It's not ananda. Ananda is a word that we ordinarily use in the world when we are experiencing with our mind, and ananda when we are hugging an object that we wanted so badly. Ah, Paramananda. Honeymoon. Is it? Is it temporary? It's not that. There is nothing. It is ananda rasa. It is the very essence of continuous state of bliss. That is why the various words are used in English also. That bliss, not happiness, bliss. Beatitude. Another word, more intelligent word. The attitude of just be. Be attitude. Just pure existence. Rasa swarupaha. It is the very nature of the essence of continuous bliss. Nirastha mayakrita sarva bhedam. The differences and distinctions of the pluralistic world has all ended. These were created by the Maya, the non-apprehension of the intellect and the misapprehensions of the mind. You have transcended the mind and intellect, and therefore there is no Maya or Maya Krita, the projected by the Maya power, the world of plurality. When you have woken up from the dream, the dreamer and the dream world has merged apart. No more these two are there anymore to make you suffer as a dreamer. You have reached a new dimension of consciousness called the waking. In the same way, nirastha, rejected, all ended, maya krita, that world of plurality projected by the delusions in your mind, bheda, the distinctions and plurality that you have been seeing, out of one single mind of yours, you projected a dream. And in the dream you saw the sun, the moon, the stars and the mountains and the trees and the birds. All of them are nothing but your mind. The moment you wake up, all the dream has ended. And the plurality of the dream world has ended. All of them have merged into one, my mind. Nirastha Maya Krita Bheda. The distinctions and plurality. Nityam, that which is eternal, changeless, permanent. Because it is beyond time. In time everything is changing. Einsteinian world where everything is in a state of flux. Because time is constantly changing, everything held in time must also keep on changing. But timeless. Nityam Sukham. That state is state of bliss, happiness. Because no desire is rising, no mental agitations. The mind is not disturbed. And therefore peace. Peace of mind is called Sukha. 3,400 crores of rupees is not Sukha. It can bring about only 9 feet by 10 feet a room with an iron cot and one single old bucket in one corner for all other purposes. This is all and you get out of it. Sukha is the mental peace. Mind is at peace, you are happy. You may be in the richest environment, elaborate marbled palace, sitting amongst cushions, air-conditioned comfort. You can elaborately weep in that condition because you are mentally agitated and worried. In the slum area, a man and a woman and a child is sitting together. They can, peals of thunderous laughter can come out of it. And their mind is at peace. Think? Mind, peace of mind is happiness. Shanti is Ananda. There is no Ananda when there is Ashanti. Nobody has ever said, isn't it, I am Paramananda. No, Bhagavan, Swamiji, आपका कृपा से बड़ा परमानंद है, but my worries are still there. Something wrong. He is not talking through hat. My worries have all ended, but Shanti has not come. Impossible. Worries have ended, Shanti has not. Okay? So this is Sukham. Nishkalam aprameyam. Nishkalam without parts. Aprameyam. There is no simile that we can say about it. Prameya with nothing similar to it. It is like kalkand in the mouth. It is like ice cream. No. Then it is like what? Like nothing. You have never experienced this. It is a unique experience. It is not like any of your physical, mental and intellectual experiences in the world of plurality. It is unique. Aprameyam. There is no prama, no example that can be given of this great state of fullness. Arupa, without form. See? When the teacher says without form, you start thinking that Krishna without form. Ayya, Swamiji, what will be it? You have never thought of what is form. Your thumb, you look at it, it has got a form. Why? Because there is something other than the thumb around the thumb, isn't it? Therefore it has got a form. Suppose your thumb grows. The top of the thumb is above the clouds. The right side and the left side of the thumb is lost in the horizon. What is the shape of that? That is why every intelligent, university-educated son whispers to mummy, "Mummy, mummy, careful. It's time for you to start dieting." Why? You are going out of shape. From Sarupa, you are becoming no form. Think. Why? Wherever I look, you are there. So that come to your own shape. Shape is only when there is something other than you, then it conditions you, and the conditioned state is called shape. Here this great truth is arupa, without a form, meaning it is all pervading. Though I am searching for this reality in me, but when I reach there, I know it is all pervading. Arupa, arupam, avyakta, avyakta, vyaktam, sputam, clear. That which you and I can experience through the sense organs or the mind or the intellect, we say vyaktam, clear, manifest. Avyaktam means that which I cannot perceive through my sense organs. When the artist is standing there with the brush and color in hand, with a white canvas in front of him, what he is going to paint is very vyaktam to him, very clear to him, the composition that he has got in his mind. But to you and I, it is avyakt. Then he slowly, stroke by stroke, he brings out the composition in his mind into that canvas. Then we say, "Ah, how nice!" Why? It has become vyaktam. Now, this Atman, the self, is not perceivable by the sense organs, nor can you feel with your mind, nor we can think with our intellect. It doesn't belong to the category of OET. This is not an object of your experience, but it is the very subject. Therefore it is called avyaktam, unmanifest. Avyaktam, anakhya, he has no name. Name can be when there is a form, a shape, a color, a sound. Then you can say a name. He has no name. Why? He has no qualities in him. All qualities are illumined by him. He is a consciousness in which we see all and experience all qualities of sound and smell and taste and touch. Then we give it a name, akhya, without any akhya for name, avyayam, immutable. Everything in the world is mutable, changeable, variable. Your body, your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your intellect, all these are changing. Mutations are there. This is the immutable. Each of these words is turning your attention away from the familiar world of BMI and OET into a new direction. To hold it thus, Jyoti Swayam Kinjit Idam Jyoti, it is a light. A light, not earthly light like that. It is consciousness, in whose light you become conscious of all your experiences. It's not darkness of ignorance, but it's the light of knowledge. That is why the word is used by the Buddhists, enlightened. The light was there already, but here is a master, Buddha, enlightened Buddha, meaning that Jyotis he has identified with. But the word Jyoti is borrowed from the world outside. Don't understand that there is a light. There are very many meditative students who have come and complained to me. Swamiji, last Wednesday, when I was meditating, a tragedy happened. What? God came. Was it a tragedy? Yes. He came like a ball of light. From my right side it came, stood in front of me and went by the left side. And that light was so severe, Swamiji, I heard a grrr sound in my head. Oh, and then what is your experience, Swamiji? Today morning onwards, from Wednesday onwards, I can't open my eyes. I got a tremendous bursting headache. After seeing God, what you get was headache. A light came, and some nerves burnt up. And he heard that burning, the burning sensation, that sound he heard. No, I can't create such a thing. It is actually a man came and told me. I am not such a fool to create such a story. Swamiji, I can't meditate. After meditating, I heard a sound, a flute. And that is not going. And last 3 days I have not slept, because throughout the night the flute is coming. Musibat, God came, and this is the trouble. So all that you want is, Swamiji, bless me that this God leaves me. See, it's all imagination. No, it is Jyoti when they said, it is the light of consciousness. That light which lends its light to the sun, the moon, the stars, and every lighted thing. His bhasa, his light, is that which is illumining everything. Sarvamidam vibhav. All these are illumined by its light. That light, Jyoti, Swayam Ginjididam Chakasti, there is such a center in you. Come to experience. Now the truth is not defined by these words. These words are only turning your attention towards it. And when you have turned your attention totally thus from your familiar world of objects and emotions and thoughts, exclusively wanting to reach Him, it happens. You glide into this new dimension of consciousness. Read.
Jnatra jnana shunyam anantam nirvikalpakam kevala khanda chinmatram param tattvam vidurbudhaha.
In all our present experiences in the world, physical, mental and intellectual, no experience is ever possible without three fundamental things in it, factors in it. Just as an atom cannot be without electron, proton, neutron, three factors are necessary for every atom. Coffee, decoction, milk and sugar, the three are necessary for a sensible cup of Indian coffee. Because in American coffee it is not necessary. Only that black liquid you take and sip it out. No milk, no sugar. Coffee. Indian, honest, orthodox coffee. To share which gods come to India. And everybody is wondering, all avatars are in India only. Why? Coffee. No. 3 factors are necessary for coffee. In the same way, 3 factors are necessary for all your experiences. The experiencer, you the subject, the experienced, the object, and the relationship between the two called experiencing. Without these 3 factors, no experience is possible. The seer, the seen, and the seeing. Then only you experience that scene, that object, a flower or whatever it is. 3 factors are there. The hearer, the heard, and the hearing. The smeller, and the smelt, and the smelling. In a perfume shop you go there, they will do. Smeller, smelt, and the smelling. Then only you experience. Similarly, taster, tasted, and tasting. Have you seen your mother taking the dal a little? At that time you talk to her, she will not listen. Her entire attention is in the tongue to evaluate whether the salt is all right or not. Similarly, the feeler, the felt, and the feeling. Whether it is love or hatred doesn't matter. Similarly, the thinker, the thought, and the thinking. So in all our physical, mental, and intellectual experiences, 3 factors are unavoidable. The experiencer, the experienced, experiencing. If I don't come one evening, you cannot have this experience. Why? I am the object of your experience, the object is not available. You are there. I come, but you are not there. You can't have an experience. You are sitting there. I am talking continuously. Still, there is no experience. Why? Your mind is elsewhere. No, I don't know, घर में क्या होते हैं funny. No phone call has come. Your mind is elsewhere. You can't experience. You have to experience it. The subject, the object, and the relationship between the two is to be maintained. Then only an experience from outside can come to you. Now the teacher says, Jnatara, Jnaya, Jnana, Shunya. This experience divine is without the knower, the known, and the knowing. All the 3 are merged into it. Swamiji, what are you talking? The dreamer, when he experiences the waker, at that time the dreamer is not standing apart and the waker is being introduced, and hello, they shook hands, the experiencer, the experience and the experiencing of the waking are not 3. I become the waker. The 3 Similarly, from our present state of consciousness, when you wake up into that state of consciousness, it is not that I see Paramatma there and I had Ishvara Darshan, God, I saw God and God called me and He blessed me and He hugged me and He asked me, now you go, and I went. It's not possible. When you meet God, you become God. Just as a river reaches the ocean, the river disappears into the ocean and becomes the ocean. The dreamer meets the waker. The dreamer disappears and becomes the waker. Jnana shunyam. Without all these three distinctions, you become one. Anandam, endless, because there is no beginning for it. It is perpetual. Once you gain that experience, you cannot come down. Therefore, careful. If you have got any more program here, then don't go there. When you go there, you cannot come back. Anandam, nirvikalpakam, without any vikalpa. No more thoughts. Nirvikalpakam. Mind has been transcended. No more thought agitations in it. Kevala khanda chinmatra. What is that then? It is chitta matra, chitta consciousness. Chinmatra. Chinmaya. Pure consciousness. Kevala, nothing else in it. Kevala, Chinmatra, Akhanda Chinmatra. It's a continuous, pure state of consciousness. Param Tattvam, this is the para, supremost Tattva reality, which Vidur Buddha, all Buddhas, all wise men, all saints and sages and masters, they come to know this reality. They awake into this state of consciousness. This is the acme of evolution. It is the goal of purpose of life. Awake into this state of consciousness, all the rest is ended.